I am California of the past.
I am California of the past. I am California of the past.
I didn't care that I hadn't kissed my husband goodbye when he left in such a rush to help our friend Ray Oliva move that morning of April the 22nd, 1973. He had promised animal-shaped pancakes to our daughter and her sleepover friend. Oh well, I'll just soak in the bathtub and let the children sleep peacefully. One more cup of coffee and I was ready for my relaxing scented bath. I sank down into the warm water, and suddenly it seemed to me that the water rippled around me in a very odd fashion. Then came the loudest sound I have ever heard, making the whole house shiver and shake. The booming noise was punctuated with reverberation of crashing glass from our windows. In seconds, I put on my robe to go outside and discover what was happening. Well, the frightening sound had awakened our daughter Katie and her friend. They were both crying and saying, "Mommy, is the world coming to an end? Is this the atom bomb?" Well, we all kept hugging each other as if it could make the sounds go away. Staying together, we rushed outside, only to see a mushroom-shaped cloud rising as the blast continued echoing throughout the area. The cul-de-sac we lived on was filled with all the neighbors standing there in an array of shockingly bright multicolored printed bathrobes. Across the street, I was surprised to see a young boy on the rooftop taking pictures of the bomb clouds. It was Guy Gibson. His father, Judge Gibson, would not leave his home. He was determined to stay. The surreal scene continued when almost immediately a truck with loudspeakers appeared on our street, blaring repeatedly, "You must evacuate in the next 15 minutes. You have exactly 15 minutes to leave your home." My mind was racing. Well, what do I do? What do I take? I guess my brain was on vacation. I couldn't think. I was suddenly brought to my senses when my young daughter Katie began crying and yelling, "I'm not leaving my cat, Mommy. I will die here. If we don't find Stubbs, I just won't leave her." A frantic search found our terrified cat hiding under the bed. Now, where was my husband? And suddenly a pickup truck appeared, depositing my husband, Elmo, and Ray Oliva in the chaos of George Lane. Gathering up only our loved ones and our cat, we said goodbye to our home and quickly pulled out of the driveway. Upon leaving town, we passed by Roseville Square, which had been transformed into an emergency headquarters. Covering the parking lot was a multitude of ambulances, fire trucks, and most ominously 2 military helicopters. When we turned into the freeway, our daughter, hugging her cat tightly, said, "Dad, will we ever come back to Roseville and live in our home again?" My husband replied, "Of course. You know some of the men who work for the railroad. They're all very smart. They're protecting us from the chemicals that the bombs might release in the air." But as my husband spoke, I too wondered if we would ever go home again. A silence fell over us until we arrived at our homes in Loomis. Our dear friend Jean Hilligas was quite a cook, and as we got out of the car, she greeted us by saying, "Helen, I'm making your favorite meal. In fact, it is about Thanksgiving, since we have so much to be thankful for today." We had not even thought about food, but her words made our mouths water. As we told them the stories of the day, ate a delicious turkey with all the trimmings, and listened to the local news reports on both the television and the radio, we did feel truly thankful that her hometown, all its inhabitants, were out of harm's way. 4 hours later, we were all home in our wonderful beds. Our daughter and her cat were sound asleep. My husband was snoring his melodic snore, and I lay there and thought, God is good. Roseville is safe, and we can continue with our simple little lives. However, I did learn one thing today. I will never forget to kiss my husband goodbye.